Ask for the truth on behalf of Christie Haynes concerning matters of bereavement and the father passing tragically there and kids taking it rough and blaming everybody. Ask for the truth and ask for guidance and healing in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we'll just cut the deck, and when it cuts, it splits there, is where it's believed to be at its energetic point, the most strongest point. So what we're going to do now is deal out. I'll first deal out 3 cards here, and the first card we deal is for the recent past. The next card is for the present, and then of course the final card there, you guessed it, it's for the future. That's right there, isn't it? So all that's there, ship shape and Bristol fashion, as you could say. So what I'm going to do now then is we'll reveal each card in turn and see what the situation, what's been going on in this. What actually has happened. I mean, obviously you know yourself, don't you? But let's just see what energy's been vibrating in the recent past. This is about between now and this time last month. It isn't really rocket science really to that degree. The hand of fate there, Luke, of course. Forces beyond your control have intervened in some way. Yes, now that, I was only thinking of this card the other day. And of course, death, as in death in the family, in your case, of course, that can, of course, cover that, can't it? Which is the hand of fate or whatever, the situations beyond your control. But of course, that intervening, of course, in this particular case, not so much death itself, but more the grief, as you've said. So that would, I suppose, point to more the fact that things are just happening, in the sense of, we say, shit happens, and it does, doesn't it? Sadly. I want to just pull out the next card just to see how this has affected you right now, not as if we didn't know, but we'll do it anyway. You got the talisman there, just indicating an element of success, really. I suppose you were destined to succeed in something. Now, I honestly don't know what this is referring to, but whatever was getting in the way just recently, right now you're destined to succeed in either sorting it out, finding out what happened, or even with you're saying about the child there blaming you for this, blaming you for that, and kicking up the stink and whatever. Maybe you're destined to succeed in bringing them around to that way of thinking, maybe, I don't know. I want to just pull out the next card just to see what the energy is for the immediate future. This is between now and this time next month, so the foreseeable future, as you could say, couldn't you? The element of fire. That's not surprising in the sense of, yes, okay, reckless actions lead to conflict for as much as you're destined to succeed now. Nevertheless, you've only got to drop one clanger, haven't you? You've only got to make one bloody mistake, and everything topples over like a house of cards. Maybe you've been really working hard to to get things right. And I don't know if you might say something out of, well, not jest, but certainly out of anger or something, or whatever it is, just raising your voice, or just losing your temper, as we all do lose it now and again. And that just upsets everything, as if, putting it back to square one again. I want to pull out some power animal spirits here, because I feel as though with this being more of a situation where healing has been, I suppose, called for to some degree. I just want to just see what guidance may be on offer here. I just want to pull out this first card to see what this is about. Yeah, the energy of the cougar there, just of course. I suppose it's just be bold and take charge, which I suppose is really what you've been having to do, whether circumstances with situations beyond your control, and fate just intervening there and getting in the way. You've had to take charge to try, and maybe that's what it is. Just recently, you've been trying to take charge of the situation again to get some control over what's been going on. That's understandable. There has to be some sort of order, doesn't there? In any court or anywhere, wherever there is family unit or whatever, there's got to be some sort of order. You can't run in chaos. I want to just see what Coyote the Wise Fool has to offer. Yes, okay, destined to succeed, maybe on the grounds of learning, just learning taking your follies and sort of finding the teaching in them. And maybe what did I do wrong? Maybe for as much as you're being blamed for the death there of the child's father and whatever. Maybe you're being blamed for the death there. Why are you being blamed if you've succeeded just right now? Why have you succeeded? Take your follies and learn from them. Is there something, is the way you're reacting, or what is this? But certainly, nevertheless, you've got to take charge and learn and just learn the lessons of the mistakes that maybe you may have made. Yes, you're being accused of something that isn't your fault, but maybe you're being accused of something that is your fault, but he is being, how can I say, it's your fault that he's gone, but really they're saying it's your fault that you're not, that you're not maybe holding me more, or you're not talking to me more, or something. Maybe that's just code for something else. Maybe that's how it seems to look there. So just learn your follies, find out what it is, and of course let's just now see this final card for your immediate future there. The bear, just knowing, of course, with reckless actions leading to conflict, and you're going to drop a clanger sooner or later again. You got to stand your ground and know what your boundaries are. Nevertheless, I suppose by knowing what your boundaries are, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that if it were like that sort of thing. But I'll do anything. I'll take any kind of accusation if I'm to blame, but I won't take that accusation. I'm not to blame for the death. I might be to blame for not listening to you enough. I might be to blame for not holding you enough, or not paying attention to you enough. I might be to blame when you go up to your room and whatever, for not coming up to you enough. I might be to blame for that, but I'm not to blame for the other. If you know what I mean, I'm not to blame for what's caused this. I've had to take charge of the situation. Such fate has handed something out that we can't deal with. Well, not can't deal with, but in the sense of, you know what I mean, fate has handed out literally something there. And of course, okay, I'm destined to succeed now. You're destined to succeed now, you know you are. You're destined to succeed by finding out what your follies are, in the sense, if you're being accused of something, then find out what it is you are to blame for, and find the lesson in that. But of course, if you're being to blame in the immediate future, when reckless actions lead to conflict, when further arguments will arise, just stand your ground, know what your boundaries are, and just say, well, I was to blame for that, I was to blame for not listening to you, I was to blame maybe for not paying much attention to you, I was to blame for this, for that, the other, but I am not to blame for his passing, and I will not be held accountable to you or anybody. And that's when you have to put your foot down, isn't it? Nevertheless, and that's when the conflict comes. Yes, that's when, okay, reckless actions will lead to that conflict. Somebody will blame you too many times for it, and of course, as I've said, take the blame for what you're to blame for. Yes, you can read into the accusations you're to blame for his passing, which is a code for you're not listening to me enough, you're not talking to me enough, tra-la-la-la-la-la. Okay, I take that on board. I put my hands, hold my hands up literally to that, but I am not going to take this any longer. I've got to take charge of the situation. You've got to take charge of the situation now, and learn your lessons, hold your hand up to it, and then know what your boundaries are, and get this one sorted out. Because fate has naturally, the hand of fate has dished out something there. Forces beyond your control have intervened very cruelly. Yes, you're destined to succeed with sorting this problem out. You know you are. Okay, we know that conflict is to come. We know reckless actions are to come. But we know that because maybe we're going round in circles, aren't we, here? So with that, Christie, I think we now know that these cards have spoken.